Say down, I can't speak right now, let me call you back in an hour, 2 hours time. The reality is we don't have the system for that in any event. Okay, so you need to go, as we've training you now as smart agents, be brief, be concise, get to the point as quick as you can. And especially with a debtor that doesn't have time to speak long, they always pretend they're always busy with more important. So try to get to your point as quick as possible. Okay, this is just a reminder of what a smart agent is. You know the strategy, you know the minimum amount you're pushing. Please remember not to go from total due down to the minimum amount within 1 second. Take your time, fight hard for a bigger payment amount, because that's how we become number one on Truworths. Okay, no other way. Listen actively. Always have an answer to a question that you're asking. That's very important. Then also what's important is to look at C4, especially with if those of you that can see the treatment plan, there's a lot of information available to you on there so that you can ask some questions. So the customer debtor can then know, listen, I have to take these guys seriously because they clearly know what they're doing and what they're on about. Okay, let me just see, there's a message coming through. Are you still unable to hear me, Sagri?
No, that was before Craig I sent you.
Okay, awesome. Then the treatment plan, look at the default reason, customer's payment history. This is very, very important. And so team leaders, just as I reminded you earlier today, please make sure in your buzz meetings that you guys are doing these role plays. We have to practice every single day. I believe I'm begging you. Okay, otherwise this training is just actually meaningless. Okay, you have to practice these things. Okay, then we spoke about the MAD method, which was, in fact, it's once you've confirmed the method of payment, the amount they're going to pay, and the date of payment, you close your call by asking the debtor to repeat these three important pieces of. If they get this wrong, you treat them as if they are going to default anyway, and tell them the consequences of not paying or not writing the information down. Also bearing in mind when you're doing follow-ups or reminder calls, I know you prefer calling it reminder calls, check their contact information, SMS and email. Why is that important? Because we do send SMSs and emails to remind them of, first of all, the promise to pay or a few days before the payment is due. So check that. And obviously, you can use that in the negotiation with the debtor to say, look, we have sent you a reminder. Have you received the reminder? Yes. So can you please just tell me what the amount is, the method of payment, and the date? Okay, so the debtor needs to know you're aware of what's going on. They have received reminders. The fact that the telephone number and email address is a strong possibility that they're not going to lie, tell you things that whatever story they come up with for now, suddenly not remembering the payment arrangement. And then also when you're doing this follow-up call, please just make sure that if they miss any of the crucial information, which is the method of payment, amount and date, that you treat that account as if they were defaulting. As a smart agent, it is essential that you use your senses, your eyes, to look at the screen, to look at the C4, to look at the key information on it. Listen to what the debtor said. What reason are they giving for not paying? Check if the debtor can hear you by asking, by being an active listener and saying, so I'm just confirming. So you said the reason for not paying is you're unemployed or you're short paid or whatever the reason is. So that's the debtor's going to realize, listen here, this person is taking note, and make sure that you communicate clearly what the consequences are, especially if they don't get the MAD method correct. Analyze the account. So, okay, so use your eyes to analyze the account, look at the payment history, especially if they're making promise to pays and you see that on an account, often they miss payments on dates that they promise, or they are habitual PTP breakers, if it makes any sense. Obviously, check if the messages have been sent to them. Read if there's any excuses that they've given on C4. Look at their payment history from a broken promise point of view, and most importantly, always confirm their payment information on the system. Okay, any questions so far? Listen carefully. Remember, be quick to listen and slow to speak. We are so used to reading scripts. Our debtors are so used to dealing with robots, VVM robots, and we're moving away from that to smart agents. Okay, listen to the reason for non-payment. Check on the system what it's saying, what they used to say in the past, and be very careful and be on the lookout for a compliant debtor. What is a compliant debtor? A compliant debtor is someone that says, yeah, sure, okay, awesome, it's cool, great, I'll pay this date, because they know that just by saying all those things and being compliant, you're not going to call them in 30 days, within the next 30 days, unless they've defaulted. So for those guys that you think the call was so easy, you got a brilliant PTP, those are the guys you can always check. Okay, so you've now agreed to this. Can you just confirm the amount that you're going to pay? What date are you going to pay? What's the method of payment? So, sir, but you're not listening. You're agreeing to everything, but you've not been recording this information. Can I please ask you? I will send you a reminder after this call. Please write down information or type it on your phone. Okay? Very, very, very important. Okay, another. We communicate with our mouths because we work in a call center. Remember to ask questions that you have answers for. And I often use that technique if I want to read more information on C4. So I'll ask a question that I know an answer for to say, what is your, when did you make your last payment? Are you receiving SMSs? Can we confirm my email address? While they're reading that off, you can confirm it, but also check the system for any other kind of inconsistencies. Okay. Look at the past excuses. So I've seen last time you spoke to my colleague, Sagri, you mentioned that you're unemployed. Has the situation changed? So now they're going to realize, no. This person clearly knows what's going on in my account, know that I've spoken to someone else in the past. Therefore, I say refer to previous agents if you can. And most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, always thank the debtor for making a promise to pay. Remember, if you're calling with reminders, thank them. This is cool. Obviously, you'll get upset with them if they forget your payment arrangement. And then obviously, most importantly, when you do a follow-up or reminder is don't tell them the information. Don't give them any information other than you need to get answers to your questions. And those 3 questions are very, very important. Okay, so here's another example. And please, I've sent it already to the team leaders in this group. Please, if you can, use this technique. This helps you in 2 ways. One of it is it reduces the recall third party. So in other words, please call me back later. I told you earlier, we are not a customer service company. We're not here to call them back. So an example of an intro is, good day, may I speak with Craig now? Craig says, this is he speaking. Is now a good time for us to talk? Now, many of your colleagues in the earlier training sessions says, yeah, but this invites people to say no. They will say no. That's the whole purpose of life. They will say no. In that instance, you tell them, sir, I will not be long on this call. Just allow me to tell you why I'm calling. So I'm calling you from VVM regarding your Truworths account. And the reason I'm calling you, this is just a courtesy call on a payment arrangement that you've made with Candace on the 3rd of August. So I'll be very quick if you just want to confirm the payment arrangements. Can you tell me what the payment amount was? Can you tell me the date? Can you tell me how you're going to pay? Done. Simple. Follow up. If it's a person has defaulted, good day, may I speak with Craig now? Is now a good time for us to speak? Yep, it's a good time. Now it's not a good time. Sir, I won't be too long. My name is Sagri. I'm calling from VVM regarding your Truworths account. And the reason for my call is that, sir, you promised to pay 500 Rand on this date and you haven't made a payment. What is the reason? And we can make this call as quick as possible. So I need to know what's going on, why I didn't make the payment, and then for us to make a new arrangement. Does it make sense, guys? Get down to business as quick as you can. Okay.